Now we're here on the balcony where most of the damage can really be felt. So we're going to show you just what it looks like from the inside. Well, there's a lot of people that travel back and forth between the state line. And if you're coming in from Louisiana, you're going to start seeing this sign. All of this goes into effect starting at noon today. This is a mode of transportation for a lot of people here in our area. So people that are still considered essential workers, they might be biking to and from work. Firefighters are still working to kind of figure out these details, but you can see they're still here on scene. That's the home that they were working that fire. I know Andrew was talking about that weather, but it's not stopping these people from coming here to stand in line for this rally. They're hoping that homeowners, associations, and neighborhoods will get things like surveillance cameras. They're not allowed to sit in the passenger seat if the car does have a back seat. Now, back here, of course, we have booster seats and car seats. They actually had architectural plans outside of the building last week. We were able to snag a couple of pictures. Their goal is over $1 million this year, so you're definitely going to hear a lot of bell ringing in the area. I was doing it earlier. I was. Oh!
I could see, I saw the vent, I saw the chest tube, I saw where she was shot, all her gunshot wounds. She had one in her foot and her. I remember what her blood pressure and her heart rate and everything. I remember everything that was on her monitors. I remember everything.
January 9th, 2019 is a day Lakeitha Nash Hudson can't forget because it was the day she lost her best friend.
People don't say that your child is your best friend, but it's like we were best friends, and it was Mama Gug and Chug. We called her Chug, you know, or I called her my Moosty Boosty and different things, and she was spoiled.
Long before her daughter Shateri Payne thought about becoming a police officer, she was acting, singing, and writing poetry.
She actually wanted to do entertainment law. A lot of people don't know that, but she wanted to do entertainment law. She wanted to represent people.
So it came as a shock when her daughter decided to switch careers.
One day she was like, I applied to the police academy and I'm going to take my civil service test. And I was like, what?
And the next thing Lakeitha knew, her daughter was training to become a Shreveport police officer.
Every day, I would talk to her every day. Well, we talked every day, all day when she was free anyway. But she was like, it was so hard, how she was struggling.
She soon graduated and the two made a pact.
You have to call me when you get out of roll call or text me or something. I have to know what area you're gonna be in every night. Whenever you get a break, you have to call me or text me. And when you get off, you have to call me.
And they did all the way up until that fateful day.
I picked up the phone to dial her number. And then I was like, oh wait, let me call and tell Terrell, my husband, something real quick. So I hung up and I called him. And I mean, because I had just got my patients and my meds passed.
But then she got a call from her daughter's ex-boyfriend, who later on became a suspect.
That's when I got a call. I was like, him? What is he calling me for? And that's when I got the call that, yeah, he called and told me she'd been shot.
What was running through your mind?
He killed my baby. That's what I called my husband and told him.
Soon, she was rushing to the hospital.
They came in and they was like, I got some good news and I got some, some bad news. I'm like, and he was like, so she's got a gunshot to her lung and we could fix that. And I was like, okay, I got a little bit of hope, and we could do that and I can manage that. And then he was like, but, and it's just like everything. He was like, but, she's got the gunshot wound to her head and it's fatal. It was just like, my world just fell apart. I remember how she smelled. You can smell, it was like the weirdest smell. Her perfume and, know, her favorite perfume, her Gucci Premier, in like blood, like that metallic blood smell. I smell it in her hair product, all of that. I remember, you know, I still have my pants, my uniform pants and my uniform because it has her blood on it and I don't ever want to let it go. I still have it. I had to leave out and I just asked him, please let me go back. Please don't take her off the vent don't let her be by herself, but they did. And all I can think about is her lying there and being shot. And what did she think? What was she, how before? And like, I can't rest because I just think about it. And then her having to be by herself and I wasn't there and I couldn't. I couldn't fix it. I couldn't save her, and I knew. And I just told her, just come home. Come home until you get moved. Just come back home until we get the place together. Just come home. I don't trust them. I don't. Just come home. Mama, I'm not scared of him. Mama, I'm just...
We have the watch now. Rest in peace. Officer Shateri Elise Payne. Badge 1588, code 8, forever.
Over a week later, Officer Shateri Payne was laid to rest and Lakeitha was left moving through life without her.
Believe it or not, I read every inbox that came because I didn't sleep. I do, but not like I still really don't. And so that's what I would do. Every inbox, every letter, every card, everything. I read everything. But this is one that was painted for me. A young man made these cards for me.
The community and people across the country she didn't even know sent her so much, most of it hanging throughout her house.
To know that people could see how genuine she was and to know that that resonated with a lot of people and that they felt something from that. It was a sense of comfort. It was something, and I thank everybody for it.
But a year has now passed without Shateri, and Lakeitha admits she's still struggling without her.
We were so codependent. You don't realize how it's kind of unhealthy. And she would agree. I'd be like, girl, this is ridiculous, the way we are so dependent. When she told me that, she used to tell me that what would you do without me? And I would just tell her, I'm not doing good without you, you know. Who's that?
But with her granddaughter Aubrey by her side, they'll keep pushing through together.
Your mommy? And I would just tell her, girl, I am tired. Get your baby. Get your talking spoiled baby. That's what I would tell her. If she were here today, get your baby. That's my mommy. That's your mommy?
Inside Cane River Brewing Company, beer is something Justin Krause knows pretty well.
It'll go through the meal room into the top of the grist case.
Krause teamed up with Cade Gentry, and together they opened their Natchitoches business in November of 2018.
We had been planning this for about 5 years, and we just kind of got into the brew idea of doing a brew pub, and then it just turned into something bigger.
But over a year later, the need for beer has been replaced with hand sanitizer.
I remember sitting in my bed and I was thinking, we're making hand sanitizer. We're a brewery.
The coronavirus pandemic has left shelves empty of hand sanitizer, but after realizing they have the equipment needed, they decided to jump in and help.
We're not brewing as much as we were, so we have the capability in the back to use our equipment. So when we started sourcing these ingredients, we said, the community's in need, so this was something that could really help the community out.
So far, they've already produced around 150 gallons of hand sanitizer, and they're still surprised at just how great the need really is.
You have nursing homes calling you, first responders calling you, and they can't get it. You realize that this is like the nation's huge supply shortage of it.
And while it's not something they ever anticipated for their business, they both are just grateful to be able to help any way they can.
Obviously, we love brewing beer and we love doing what we do, but anytime that we can help, the community, we were here to do it.
Maranda Whittington, KSLA News 12.
That limb snapped from right here and fell on my house right there. That's what got my kitchen leaking.
David Goss never imagined the home he moved into 3 months ago would have felt the wrath of a storm.
First the wind came, then the rain, and it got real dark and it turned ugly. And that's when I seen the trees start. The whole tree fell on the side of my house.
And he's not alone.
Back corner of this building is got a big gap hole in there, damaged inside.
Carl Roussel's business and work truck were hit too. Sunday night's heavy winds ripped trees like this one from out of the ground and sent them falling into homes like this one here in the East Bank district. And while some of these families still don't have power, they do have a little help. Keith Bryan says he's part of the Louisiana Cajun Navy, a group known for helping others during their time of need. A friend reached out to him about the damage in this neighborhood, and he knew what he had to do.
I'm here to help people.
So he, along with others from the community, have been doing just that.
For just one moment, if we can take their mind off of this devastation, that's what we're here for.
For Christy Tiff, this small gesture is just what she needs right now.
Some days you feel like, does anybody really care, and everybody cares.
As she looks at the tree in her home, the realization sinks in that things could have been a lot worse.
Where the tree is out right now is where the kids play, they color, and where we eat dinner.
And while everyone works to rebuild.
So it was just lucky for as much as happened that there was nobody in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They're all just grateful no one was hurt. Maranda Whittington, KSLA News 12.